Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how and where you can find crypto airdrops for yourself. Many people are already making thousands of dollars from some of these airdrops, and in this video I'll show you an airdrop that I personally made over $15,000 from the last couple of months, and then the exact methods that I used to find this airdrops and used it before the masses started going into the project. Welcome back to Crypto Giant channel on YouTube. As a reminder, nothing in this video is a financial advice, and anything in cryptocurrency, even airdrop farming, carries risk. So make sure to do your own research before using or interacting with any of these airdrop protocols we are going to discuss in this video. Please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to appreciate the work we put together in creating this video. Now let's get into the video. To start, let's first talk about what airdrops are and why protocols or crypto projects are giving away tokens to people. Now, basically the reason that a lot of protocols give airdrops is that when they launch, they don't necessarily have a token, and eventually when they do want to launch a token, there's of course some of that's going to go to the team, some of it's going to go to early investors, but oftentimes they also want to distribute some to the community, and that's a good way to bootstrap marketing. It's a good way to build a community of users and supporters online, and also it's a good way to get the tokens out there into distribution in the market so that they get into the hands of people besides the solely insiders. For example, Jito gave an airdrop to reward users who had already been staking Solana through their platform. This is a common practice among protocols or crypto projects. When Jito launched their token in December, they heavily rewarded users who had already been staking Solana through their platform. An example of how lucrative these tokens can be is one wallet that received almost 14,000 Jito tokens, which would be worth around $53,500 at today's price. And if you look at today's price of Jito on CoinMarketCap, it is only $3 and some cents. In summary, Jito gave an airdrop to reward users who had already been staking Solana through their platform. This strategy is a great way to build a community of users and supporters online and distribute tokens to a wider audience. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about exactly how you can find other applications. I've covered airdrops a lot on this channel, but the point of today's video is to actually teach you and show you how you can go out and find some of these airdrop opportunities for yourself. So let's get into it. The first website that we're going to use, and I think this is probably the main one that you would use if you were trying to find airdrops. And the website is known as DeFi Llama. Now, DeFi Llama basically tracks the statistics for different DeFi applications. But one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that DeFi Llama actually has an airdrop section. You can see airdrops over here on the left. Just click on it. And what this does is this shows you all of the token list of protocols out there. So these are protocols that have users. They have deposits. However, they do not yet have a token. And you can see some were just listed a day ago, some were much older. And this is absolutely the first place to start in looking for airdrops, because these protocols don't have a tokens yet. Some, if not most of these, will launch tokens eventually, and a lot of those ones that launch tokens are going to do some sort of airdrop, though I can't guarantee they will all be as valuable as Jito. Jito was almost the perfect storm in terms of not many people were farming it, and it ended up being very valuable. However, that doesn't mean that others won't be worth something, and I think there are still some good opportunities out there. Alright, so we'll explore this page a little bit. First thing that I would normally do is I would sort by total value locked. This is going to show you the protocols with the most deposits. You can see that the largest one, Summer Fee, has over 3 billion worth of dollar deposit and then decreases from there. And the double-edged sword of when they have a lot of TVL is, first, it means there's more users, but it also means that the protocol has likely more valuable things. For example, like Eigenlayer is being heavily farmed, almost guaranteed to do airdrops. And I think those are probably going to be some of, if not the most valuable airdrops of the year. Another thing that you might consider doing, although it's not a necessary, is you might actually hide your forked protocols here. And what this does is this hides protocols that are formed from another protocol. And some of those forked protocols could do airdrops still. However, they tend to be more valuable if they're actually something unique that was launched with a new codebase rather than forking an existing protocol's codebase. So to narrow down your search, you might consider hiding forked protocols. The problem is, as you can see here, there's a lot right? There are nearly 1,000 protocols on here. And if you look at protocols that actually have, say, more than $1 million of TVL, you still have about 300, and probably doesn't make sense to farm all of these. So how are you going to narrow down to the best ones? Well, I'll say there's really three main things. Three that I like to look for when looking for protocols to farm. And Jito actually fulfilled several of these requirements, which is part of why it was such a lucrative airdrop. The first thing you'll want to look for is protocols that have major backers and early investors. And the reason for that is that if there are major venture capital backing the protocol, then it makes it much more likely that they're going to launch some sort of token, and the reason for that is that those early investors are going to want liquidity for their investments. At some point, they're going to want to be able to sell and so be able to cash in. And because it's crypto, usually the way that protocols give liquidity to investors is by launching some sort of token. And if you are buying a token on the open market, then it's of course sometimes a negative if they have major backers because they can sell and dump on you. But if you're getting an airdrop, it's actually a good thing because that basically puts you in the same seat as the early investors. And that's because in your case, you're not paying for them at all. You're just using the protocol. But in the case of the investors, they bought them at a lower price, but you are getting tokens for free. And then you're the one who's actually going to be selling them on the open market. So that's the first thing I would look for. And in order to do that, you could go to the protocol website, for example, Prime Protocol, and we will go to their website. And what we can see here is that they're backed by Jump, Framework, and Arrington Capital, and millions of dollars worth of liquidity is locked in Prime across these 8 networks. The fact that they have those major investors early, especially investors who have in the past invested in protocols without tokens, doesn't guarantee that they will launch a token, but it makes it much more likely. And so that's the first thing I would look for. The second thing I would look for is protocols that have an active points program. Jito, for example, had an active points program. That's part of why I was farming it so heavily. And what a points program is basically the protocol says, we don't have a token yet. However, we are going to create some sort of reward system to track your usage of the protocol. And while that doesn't guarantee an airdrop, first off, it's kind of sleazy if they do a points program and don't do an airdrop, because how else are they planning on rewarding people? Right? You know, you're basically saying we are tracking your usage of the protocol for some sort of future reward, which since this is crypto, it kind of implies an airdrop and everyone views it that way. And so that would be the second thing I would look for. And you can see that a lot of these top protocols by TVL actually do have points programs. That's part of why they're so large. Some of them like EigenLayer and Summerfear has one. Then EtherFi and KelpDAO. And if you just go on the list, you will see that a lot of these protocols already have points programs. And to show you what that looks like, we will go to KelpDAO. We can see that's here. It's an infrastructure play. And if we go to their dashboard on their website, you can see they have Kelp miles, which are their points. If they do a token and they do an airdrop, certainly it would make sense to tie it into their Kelp miles. The third thing that I would look for is protocols that are part of an up-and-coming ecosystem. This was another reason why I found Jito, for example, because I was interested in Solana DeFi, and I saw that one of the largest protocols on Solana didn't have a token. And so what that told me is if Solana becomes more valuable, and if more people start using it, and that turned out to be correct, as I expected, because Solana was around, I think, $30 when we started farming Jito, that protocol's airdrop would actually be more valuable. And so what you can do on this DeFi Llama dashboard is you can actually filter by chain. For example, we can look at Solana and we can then sort by TVL and say, okay, these are the top protocols on Solana that don't have tokens right now. For example, Camino Lend, MarginFi, and Drift. If you follow airdrops, you've probably seen these ones before, and I'm showing you that this is how you can find them for yourself. And you can even go down the list and find some that are smaller and maybe not being talked about. If you are interested in another chain, so let's say you were interested in, say, Ton Network, you can see that these are really small. You know, these are probably too small to farm, but there's some on here. Let's go to Injective. Injective is another up-and-coming layer 1, and you can see here Dojo Swap. I think it's a little updated because they recently did their IDO. However, you can see there's some other protocols on here. Grifton, Black Panther, Helix that have decent TVL but do not yet have a token. And so, if you think that ecosystem is going to do well, then a good place to start would be by looking at the top protocols without tokens in that specific ecosystem. The next tool that I would look at is this website known as airdrops.io, rather than leaving it to you to find protocols that don't have tokens. What airdrops.io does is that it just catalogs an extensive list of potential airdrops that don't have tokens yet, including points programs and those already announced, can be found on various sections of the websites, like hot airdrops, latest airdrops, and potential airdrops. These resources provide a list of popular and potential airdrops, with 90% of them having already taken an airdrop or having a token. Airdrops.io offers a step-by-step guide on how to farm the different airdrop. You can use these resources in conjunction with DeFi Llama. These two tools work together well, making it easier to find and manage airdrops effectively. The third tool is a set of tools to find airdrops in the Cosmos ecosystem, which is a network of chains like Cosmos Celestia, Osmosis Injective, and Kujira. Cosmos often airdrops tokens to people who are staking tokens for other Cosmos chains, as they want to get them in the hands of people who will hold stakes or participate in governance. They can reward those who do this on other Cosmos chains, and reward those who do so accordingly. The first website, MintScans, is the blockchain explorer for Cosmos, providing a visual representation of all different chains. It allows users to look at the top Cosmos chains and their interconnectedness. For example, Osmosis, Cosmos Celestia Injective, Neutron, Axar Juno, and others are among the top chains. To find potential airdrops, users can look at other Cosmos ecosystem tokens and stake on Cosmos. The second website, airdrops.one, works in conjunction with MintScans to show ongoing and past airdrops for the Cosmos ecosystem. Users can look at the requirements for airdrops, such as who received the airdrop, and track when they will receive them. Most airdrops have a cutoff point, and those who claim them must keep an eye on airdrops, one regularly. In summary, the third tool is a set of tools that help users find airdrops in the Cosmos ecosystem, including MintScans, airdrops.one, and other websites. By using these tools, users can gain valuable insights into the rewards and requirements for airdrops, ensuring they stay up to date on the latest developments in the ecosystem. Now, that's the end for this video. Please click the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.